Hey. So I am at the park. I'm sitting in the grass, and I'm scared that there might be some ants in here. So hopefully not. Let's lower this. So yeah, I'm at the park. I just walked almost the whole park, and honestly, I'm kind of tired. I need a sacarme mis mocos because I think that's not letting me breathe properly. And but while I was walking, I was thinking a lot about like this trip, and I think it's crazy how much not even how much, like, I think it's interesting to see the expectations that one has about, in this example, like solo traveling and traveling by yourself and being by yourself and figuring things out. You, at least for me, I expected, I don't know, I feel like I have really high standards. I feel like I have really high standards or very big expectations of things going, kind of like everything being a like big moment, grand moment, of like life-changing moment. But I've come to realize, especially in this trip, that it's really about like the little things, like the small things, the interactions with people, the aha moments. And what's interesting is that those moments can be very small in comparison to your whole day. So, for example, like the interactions with Genesia or Claudia or Michelle, those were small interactions compared to the whole day that we spent together, but they were very significant and made me reflect. We had conversations. I had conversations with Claudia where made me reflect, especially like about my relationships with my family and what I have to do. It feels so good, this air. You don't know how hot it gets in here. Oh my god. But yeah, I was thinking about that, and I keep expecting something. I don't know. I feel like I keep expecting this feeling of something like, I don't know, something big. I keep expecting something big, and it's not happening. But then we have these small moments where I really cherish, and it's really easy to forget about them, like, and like be grateful of these experiences. But when I reflect and keep on reflecting back and remembering these moments, it makes me really grateful of these opportunities and how privileged I was, with like for example, Claudia offering me her home, or Genesia, like after she found out that I had nowhere to stay, like she was like, oh, why didn't you tell me? I would have, you could have come home with me and stuff like that. So stuff like that, it's where it makes me realize how lucky I am. And I forget that a lot. I forget how lucky I am. I forget how many amazing things have happened to me. And it's interesting because I was listening to a podcast with Fed about like los bloqueos del éxito, the blocks. So like what's blocking you from success. And we have a lot of these limiting beliefs, these fronteras, these frontiers, whether it's like physical or invisible, and for me, I put a lot of invisible limiting beliefs that aren't true, like the capacity that I have of doing things. I feel like it's not a lot. I feel like I'm a procrastinator, but in reality it's not true, because once I'm passionate about something, once I'm passionate about something or very interested about something, I could go all in, and I could be very committed for minimum 3 months. So I have these things, I have these strengths that I don't see them as strengths, and I have to remember that. I also have this limiting belief of how much I make. And this one I didn't really realize until like this year, because of reflecting on like my relationship with money. But you know, it's always been a cap of $5,000 that I can make or save, and after that it's always gone. Like when I go back to this from this trip, you know, I'm only gonna have like I think $300. But going back to like how lucky I am, you know, I'm doing my taxes and I am getting about 1,500 back. So you know, I'm not gonna be completely broke, and I'm gonna be able to pay off a bit on my credit card, and then I'm also getting paid this Wednesday, so I'm not gonna be completely broke. I'm gonna have about from $500 to $900 coming back. So you know, even like stuff like that, I would say, oh, like the blocks you could save from, or the limiting beliefs about money are starting to heal. And you know, now I know, and even though I still gotta work on it, I still have to, what's it called? I still have to work on like the money relationship and like actually working for it. But it's definitely getting better. I don't know if I should be sitting in here. Let me take off my shoes. I don't even know what I'm talking about really, but let's see, what else was I talking about while I was walking? But yeah, I think like just the solo trips, like I think we expect, oh, we're gonna be going out everywhere and anywhere, but no, you know, we are not. I am spending my afternoon at a park, which I could be doing in freaking Connecticut, but instead I paid about 1,500 just to sit at a park. Yeah, but so I think when it comes to traveling, it's not really about. When it comes to traveling, it's not really about going into a new state. It's not about meeting new places, which it can be. It can be, you know, meeting a new place and whatever. But you know, that's probably like 1/8 of your, probably less of your day. You know, I'm here in this park for 2 hours, but it's a I mean, minus sleep, let's say it's a 16-hour day. This is like a 2 out of 16. You know, the rest of my time I literally spend driving or in freaking Walmart. So I think when it comes to solo traveling, it's not really about the actual traveling, but the reflection, the insights, the being able to be by yourself in your mind and reflect and think and have insights and have a conversation with yourself, pretty much, and philosophize on the things that you've been learning and reflecting on your life and seeing the progress and the transformation you've made. Like, even though we still have a lot to work on, specifically communication, finances, figuring out what we want to do in this stage of our lives, and like how to make money as well, you know, there's a lot. Those are like things I have to work on. But seeing the transformation, like even like being reminded when Claudia, we were eating Rochelle, and like she was telling us how, you know, how different I was from 2 years ago, and how shy I was and timid, más reservada, more reserved, and now I'm more suelta, more talkative, more asking questions. You know, I freaking came by myself to this trip, you know, and I'm like figuring things out as I go. And like how first said, like, todo estará bien, confía. So, you know, that's exactly what I'm doing, because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. And you know, I had this expectation that this trip was gonna be life-changing, or like grand things were gonna be happening. But no, it's those small moments, those small moments that really are the big ones. You know, Claudia offering me her home to sleep over, Yesenia giving me $40 and a beautiful message. Michelle telling me like, oh, when you're in San Antonio, like call me. Stuff like that. So being able to cry when thanking Fred and him giving me a hug, where it felt like that pressure coming off, like this weight off my shoulder. So it's interesting. And I think with expectations, it's like the people that were there too, I feel like I wouldn't connect because I have an expectation, or I have this judgment of them, or like these white Mexicans. You can already like think of things I'm thinking about. So I feel like I won't be able to connect. And just like the way they talk and stuff, it kind of like triggers me. So expectations like that of like what I expect from this trip. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for the insights. I think I have to go. There's like nobody in the park. Always no people. But yeah, I don't know. I think I have to let go of the expectations I have of like this revelatory moment, this grand moment, something life-changing, because it's so small moments that compound into that big moment, you could say, or that big change. But that big change would have never happened if those small changes never occurred, which is like the limiting beliefs, the going out of your comfort zone every single time, even if you're not doing it greatly. Like communication really lacks for me. Like having a good conversation, being able to talk and reflect on philosophical things is really hard for me, at least expressing it. I could think about it by myself, but explaining something is really hard for me. So I feel like that really influences the conversation in a bad way. But at least I could say I did it. I did what I was scared of. I came by myself here. I drove freaking getting lost 100 times, having little to no money, using all my savings, and then all these small big things happening. So I think that's all I have. I think the overall message that I wanted to say, to kind of like put this in a concise paragraph, is that we have to let go of the expectation of something grandiose happening, something big happening, and it's really all about the small moments that happen in your life. And we have to remember to be grateful and remember those moments every single time, to remind us of the big things, that those small things created those big things, those big changes. And I think through that, you're able to live a simple yet meaningful life, and you stop chasing this feeling of big things, of big changes, of like big aha moments, when in reality it's small aha moments, like, oh shit, I'm changing, oh shit, can now dance in front of strangers, just like moving my body. I'm not scared to dance, or I'm not scared to ask, oh, do you want me to take a photo of you? Those small things. When before I would have let that go, I would have just kept on walking, or just pretty much kept on walking, not even had thought about it. So just reflect a lot on the changes you've had, because I think that's another thing too, is that even like with these big moments, like in general, with the big picture of the Texas trip, like this was a big moment for me. I kept counting down the days, but now that it's here, it's like, okay, and now what are you gonna do? And we forget to plan, or we forget that life keeps going on, life keeps we forget that life keeps going and it's not gonna stop, and this trip is gonna be part of my past. You know, it's not gonna stay forever. I'm gonna have to go back to New York or Connecticut and keep living my life, you know. Like, this is just 8 days, 7.5 days in Texas out of freaking 60 years of my life, you know. This is pretty much nothing compared to the life I'm gonna live. So whatever happens in this trip, it's just adding up into the changes that's gonna happen into my life. So the same thing goes like with your life. Like, if you wanna do something, like plan it, but don't stay in the planning. Don't stay there, porque time is gonna keep going by, and that moment that could have been just 3 days out of your 60 years of life, 60 plus years of living, is not gonna matter. And what sucks is that those are the moments that we regret the most, not doing it. And when in reality, those moments don't really, at the end of the day, don't really matter, in the sense like we could get that feeling somewhere else, but because we didn't do that thing, or we had the expectation that thing was what we needed to do, or maybe that's what we needed to do, but we didn't do it, we have that feeling of guilt, of regret of that, and we don't want that, because those moments are just moments of like seconds, of minutes, of hours, of weeks, but out of 60 plus years, that's relatively nothing when we compare it. So, and I think it's important to think about that, and that's definitely something I'm thinking about. And it's crazy because there's this podcast from Serena Galanduras, and that's what she was talking about. Like, when you want something, what's the emotion that you want from that thing? What's the emotion that you're seeking, really? And from there, you could find that feeling other ways. Like, for me, it was having more control, having this freedom of, you know, being capable of doing these things by myself, and, you know, the being open of the possibilities, of the opportunities that come my way when I trust and believe. Pretty much when is confiar, trust, cuando confío and on the bigger picture of the universe, God, or mostly and myself, you know, because I am also part of this. Like, we're all working together. They can't do the whole job. They can't make the decisions for me, but they could definitely guide me and help me, especially Los Angeles as well. Like, I know for sure they're helping me out in this trip, like taking care of me and protecting me, because, you know, it's already been 18 minutes and it doesn't feel like it, and I'm just expressing and trying to release everything that I'm feeling. Like, even like now, I feel like I want to cry. Like, well, not you. There's just this feeling of like damn, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm really, really, really thankful for like the help and the guidance of the universe and Los Angeles and anything and everything that's helping me during this trip and keeping me safe, you know. So I really, really, really appreciate it. So that's pretty much my insight that I've had during this trip. It's my 5th day here, because it's Monday, and yeah, it's been interesting. It's definitely been an interesting thing. Hey. Pero yeah, so reflect on like, what's that thing that you want to do, what's that thing that you've been wanting to do, or something that you've been expecting that can be life-changing, pero por miedo you don't want to do it, or because you don't have certain resources, you feel like you can't do it. But if you were to plan, like, how long would it actually take? How long would it actually take? And can you ask for help? Can you ask others to help you for that thing that you want to do? Are there connections that you need to do to accomplish this goal? And like, start. And the cool thing is that you don't need to know every single detail. With this trip, with this trip, it's so funny because I literally had only the main things planned, which was where I'm gonna stay the first two nights, the car rental, the airport, buying my Planet Fitness membership, de ahí, that's it. I think that's really the main thing. And then like before the trip, like past week, I've been I was sending messages and DMs, emails to Airbnbs, hotels, restaurants to see if I could create content for them. And two of them, which is from the same chain, shout out to Cuchara and Cucharita from Houston, Texas. They allowed me to create content for them, and that already is another opportunity that came my way just by asking. And so it's stuff like that. It's like, what can you do? What are the messages that you could be sending? What are the planning? How much money do you have to start saving? Questions like that. And then also working on the mindsets, the limiting beliefs, the blocks that are preventing you from doing these things. I'm working on a bunch of them, and all of this takes time. I've been in this mindset stuff, personal development stuff, like trying to change my life for the past 3-4 years, and I'm just seeing the changes and the progress I've made. So started doing that. Like even as minor as it is, like do it for, let's say, 28 days, which they say 21 days is the thing to start having a foundation for a habit. But definitely, I think I'll say like 40 days of building a habit. So it's almost about a month and a week. Y de ahí add another habit. So habit stacking, and learn the skills that you need, like how to write better emails. If you're creating content, like how to create better content, and like start adding those habits. So by the end of the year, you're gonna have minimum 10 to, let's say, 8 to 12 habits. Let's say we do one habit each month. And all those things add up, because you're gonna have a better foundation compared to me, who goes back and forth, relapses after relapse, and taking time to go back into the routine and gaining momentum. So do that, and practice your ums. Like if you're making videos, try not to say ums a lot. Take some silence to think about what you're gonna say next. Or even if you don't know what you're gonna say next, but you feel like you're gonna say an just be silent. Like I'm doing right now. I'm trying not to say ums a lot, and we forgot to work on those details. We just start creating content, but we don't analyze and see what we can work on, or those little things like the ums or the or the stuff like that. And like for me, I say or I say or what's the one that I use as well, that type of thing, something like that. It's like this type of thing or something like that. So yeah, and hopefully, I know it's not like the most concise thing, and I'm just speaking from my heart. I'm just speaking, or my mind, or maybe both. And I'm also gonna be doing my podcast episode, like celebrating my 1 year with podcasting, which I haven't done, and I've been meaning to do it. So maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I have the podcast on Wednesday, and then I have see the Christ and meeting Leslie on Thursday. Y de ahí me voy, that's it. That's it. Like, this trip is over in a heartbeat, and the day is over. Like I met Paloma today, and like bam, like we're not together no more. And like that's how fast time goes, man. That's how fast time goes. Like one day you're here, one day you're over there, one day you're not here at all no more. It's fucking crazy. And that's why I want to live. I want to live life to the fullest. And maybe life to the fullest doesn't mean like not amazing things, but grand big things all the time, but it's enjoying the moments, like being able to have experiences and really enjoying them fully, and being present and being grateful for those opportunities that come, and being able to share them with my family, with my friends, and like meet new people. I muchas más cosas. So I know this is a long video. Thank you everybody who has watched. Hopefully this has helped you. These are just insights that I've gained from my trip and just talking out of my heart and out of my mouth. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and have a beautiful day. If you're watching this in a day, have a beautiful afternoon or have a beautiful night. See you in the next one, and don't forget to like, follow, share, comment if this resonated, if you had an aha moment. Comment if you have something that you've been wanting to do but you've been procrastinating or self-sabotaging into starting. Let me know. Let's have a conversation in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I just finished the video, and it's so funny because I was just talking about how time goes so freaking quick, and like bam, like fucking 30 minutes just passed by making that video, and I'm going back to the car, and then I'm gonna be in the car, and then I'm gonna go find a Planet Fitness, and then the day's gonna be over. I'm gonna be freaking doing my Ford again in the car, and you know, time goes so quick, man. Time goes so quick, and it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. You know? I can't believe how fast it goes. I'm walking back, you know, just this morning I just met Paloma, and now I'm back here walking and talking and trying to figure all this out and like think about life and reflecting, because I have nothing else to do because I think my computer is dead. But I think I'm gonna try to go to a coffee shop if I can, or something like that. Let's see, so I could do some work. But yeah, I'm gonna go walk. It's really windy right now. Alright, see you later. This time for real. Bye.